what got me onto MetaThinking was very much that I've spent most of my career as a psychologist trying to understand people. And what I realized was that the models we have for how you understand personality are very simplistic. And almost everybody now is familiar with psychometric questionnaires. Most people know about something called the MBTI, or the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. And there's loads of them out there that are very, very similar. But these models are very unsophisticated and simplistic and don't really capture any of the depth and complexity and variety in human personality. And I was kind of wondering why that was. And I came to the conclusion that they were just based on very simple logical principles. But if you wanted to capture how things were in reality and how people are in reality, you needed to go beyond that. And so I started looking at other ways to think. And I came across somebody called Otto Lasky, who had written a couple of books, which he called The Hidden Dimensions of Human Personality. And in the second of those, he explores the cognitive dimension, i.e. the way people think. And this was at a time where everybody in psychology and indeed in HR and coaching were all focused on emotional intelligence. And nobody was really thinking about thinking. And it struck me that actually dealing with people emotions is actually much, much harder than helping people to think better. And the reason I say that is because people's emotional makeup is set, I think, at a very early age of their development, whereas their thinking skills are developed later on in life through their education at school. And it struck me, I'm not a neuroscience scientist in any shape or form, but it struck me that, partly this has to do with different areas of the brain, and partly it has to do with people's genetic makeup. But it seemed to me that the area that nobody was focusing on was developing people's thinking skills, which is actually easier to do than help them in terms of their emotional intelligence.